Right now, the Wisconsin State Supreme Court doing a 180 on ballot drop boxes, how the decision may impact you and the 2024 election. Also, Madison police released new information today on the fireworks incident that led to the closing of Elver Park. And later, unions in Wisconsin are celebrating after a judge ruled in favor of collective bargaining. We'll hear from the teachers union on that decision. You're watching News 3 Now at 6. We begin with campaign 2024 on the road to November's election as the Wisconsin Supreme Court makes a bit of a U-turn, reversing a ruling of its own from just 2 years ago. Our Maddie Himes joins us now with how it may affect how you cast your ballot. Maddie?
Yeah, Eric, the reinstitution of the ballot boxes is thanks to the court tipping from a 4-3 conservative majority to a 4-3 liberal majority last year. But what makes ballot drop boxes a partisan issue in the first place?
Drop boxes have been used in lots of other parts of the country for many years. Drop boxes are just part of the election process. There's no controversy over them.
But here in Wisconsin, a 2022 ruling left Madison officials locking up the boxes and even painting them black and white, listing alternate instructions for ballot return.
Why it's become a political litmus test, election issues are a touchstone right now. And it's hard always to know which of these issues is going to wind up being a political hot potato.
Supporters of the boxes say they make voting more accessible.
They may have really busy lives. They may not be physically well. They may simply want to avoid the lines on election day.
But dissenters say the boxes interfere with election integrity.
Concerns that the drop boxes are not a safe and secure way for voters to return ballots. That does not seem to hold up when looking at the evidence.
Others say the ballot collectors aren't explicitly approved by state law. But Barry Burton, director of UW-Madison's Election Research Center, says no matter the party, he's confident the return of the boxes will result in more votes tallied.
I think both parties realize it's an essential part of a very complicated, multifaceted campaign strategy that will involve voting in person and voting early and voting by mail. I think now just part of the election process in Wisconsin.
The Madison Clerk of Court says it'll take a while to get the boxes, most of them located at the city's fire stations, back open and running, but they will be available for the fall election.
All right, Maddie, thank you. To Rock County now, where firefighters are searching for what caused a fire in an apartment complex in Jamesville. News 3 Now's Kyle Pazorski is live near the scene, joins us now with more. Kyle?
Eric, we continue to be out here at the Surrey Apartments. It is just off of East Racine Street. Calls are made to the dispatch center just before 2 p.m. today. Our crew arrived to see smoke coming from the building. It is one of 4 here at the complex. Janesville Deputy Fire Chief John McManus spoke with us, explaining that thankfully there have been no injuries so far from this.
This building is not inhabitable at this time, and of the 26 units, 23 had occupancies. All of those persons are being assisted by the Red Cross at this time. None of them are able to return.
The department further tells us the fire quickly went across the roof, requiring removal of all firefighters from inside of the apartment building, requiring them to go outside to fight the rest of the blaze. It is now pretty much completely out, and as we speak, eastbound Racine Street is now back open. Earlier it was closed, but now we do see some traffic going on it, so people in the area are free to go back to the way they were. Reporting here in Janesville, Kyle Pazorski, News 3 Now.
All right, Kyle, thank you. Possible rain showers throughout tonight. Let's check your first warn forecast with Chief Meteorologist Alex Arrington. Alex?
Eric, just a couple of those out there across southern Wisconsin. Pop-up showers and storms, we like to call them. Sometimes people call them popcorn showers and storms because they look, that cumulonimbus cloud, like a little bubble of popcorn. But they tend to fizzle out when you have the sun set. So we're heading towards sunset as well right now. Beautiful summer day, what we would consider a typical summer day. This year has not been typical for the most part, but typical today. 82 in Madison, 82 in Janesville, 81 in the Dells, 77 right now in Mineral Point. Here across Dane County, we got 82, some 83s. This again is normal for this time of year. You're mentioning some showers out there, Eric. Nothing across Dane County. You got to go a little bit off towards the north, towards the west. More concentrated area showers and thunderstorms up towards central Wisconsin, and that is where these showers and storms through the rest of the heat of our day will likely stay. Can't rule out an isolated shower storm closer to Madison, but I think the best threat of these isolated showers and storms will be up towards Juneau and Adams and Marquette and Green Lake counties. But notice how they fizzle really quickly by the time we get to 9:30 at night. As we speak of rainfall, we have heavy rainfall heading towards portions of the mid-Mississippi River Valley, the Ohio River Valley, and the Great Lakes region. This is the remnants of Tropical Storm Beryl. Once a hurricane or tropical storm has made landfall, its main threats are heavy rain and tornadoes. Coming up in Maine weather, we're going to track, will Beryl make an impact to southern Wisconsin weather?
All right, Alex, thank you. It was this time a year ago when the entire state of Wisconsin was asking for any kind of rain. Well, fast forward to today, and the drought is over, but that doesn't mean the issues have stopped. According to the National Weather Service, we are nearly 9 inches above the normal amount of rainfall we'd normally see at this point of the year. And that's made it a tough summer for our farmers, completely washing and flooding their fields, making it more difficult to harvest hay for cattle.
Dry hay on a year like this is very, very challenging. So many will end up putting up wet hay, which isn't a total loss. But we have to find windows of time where we can get into the fields and be able to harvest the crop without damaging the field that's still there.
Hay accounts for 40 to 60% of cattle daily diet. A Janesville man is in jail after allegedly shooting at a man after a reported disturbance. Janesville police say the incident happened Friday near a building on Center Avenue. A gun was discovered after that incident. No injuries were reported. The 39-year-old man was arrested for first-degree recklessly endangering safety. And Rock County Sheriff's Office officials warning people that there are fake phone calls going around where people are pretending to be deputies. That fake call tells people that they have to send money in order to clean up a legal matter. Well, just a reminder, no law enforcement officer will ever ask for money or personal information. Anyone who receives a call like this is urged to report it to the Rock County Communications Center. Well, if you live on the west side of Madison, you no doubt heard, maybe even saw the fireworks that went off in Elver Park on the 4th of July. The large unsanctioned event forced police to shut down the park. And as Armand Rahman found, it may change how the holiday is handled there afterwards. Armand?
That's right, Eric. Mass chaos is how police describe what happened Thursday. Their message to residents tonight, anything like that will be prevented in the future. This is video of the park right after the more than 500 people were told to leave. The video was taken by one of the officers that sustained a minor injury from a firework. The city used to hold fireworks shows at Elver Park all the time, and police say every year people normally use them at city parks unsanctioned and unpermitted. But after last week's incident, they have a plan in place with the Parks Department and others to keep it from escalating again.
I hear pros and cons. People want the fireworks back. People don't want the fireworks back. And so, but there is a process that we follow. What the organizers did will just make it more complex for people who come behind. So we'll sit down and we look at what the rules are now, and we'll just begin to make them harder and tougher.
Police say Thursday night multiple people fired projectiles at them, and it wasn't just bottle rockets and sparklers set up in the park. They were the type of pyrotechnics police normally see at professionally sanctioned events. Now, despite raising the alarm about Thursday's event, police say there were so many people that they were focused on getting out of the park safely. They don't plan on arresting or criminally charging anyone right now, but they are following up.
Armand, thank you. Well, back to Janesville now. Police there say they arrested a man after an alleged 8th offense OWI last night. It happened on South Main Street when someone reported seeing a man and woman physically fighting in a vehicle. The witness helped the woman out of the vehicle while the man hit the witness and ran away. Police later found the suspect a couple blocks down the same street. He showed signs of impairment and refused a sobriety test. The suspect is now being held in the Rock County Jail. Amtrak says more than 18,500 passengers used the new Borealis trains in their first month of service. The Borealis trains originate from St. Paul midday and from Chicago in the late morning with Amtrak everyday discounts for children 2 through 12, seniors, veterans, and military personnel, as well as families. Borealis travels through parts of south and western Wisconsin to stations in Columbus, Portage, and Wisconsin Dells. Well, coming up on News 3 Now at 6, a recall on some sound machines for babies that parents should know about. Plus, changes are made to the guidelines for children to be eligible for free and reduced school lunches and breakfast meals. We're back to explain after a short break.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6, brought to you by Gruber Law Offices.
After a serious truck crash, you need a team who knows how to handle trucking cases and gets results. You need Gruber Law Offices. There's never a fee until we win. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Get an 11% rebate from Menards. Check out our selection of Lions tubs and showers. They'll match your style and budget while refreshing your bathroom. This contour tub and shower is $599.99 after rebate. Seal gaps around doors and windows with GE insulating foam. It's easy to use and creates airtight, waterproof seals. Just $399 after 11% rebate at Menards. #1 in customer satisfaction among home improvement retailers according to J.D. Power.
Save big money at Menards.
Did you see Trump last night? I mean it sincerely. Most lies told in a single debate. He lied about the great economy he created. He lied about the pandemic he botched. And then, his biggest lie, he lied about how he had nothing to do with the insurrection of January 6th. We all saw with our own eyes.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and I'll be there with you.
We saw police being attacked, the Capitol being ransacked. He did not a single thing to stop it, nothing. Folks, I know I'm not a young man, but I know how to do this job. I know right from wrong. I know how to tell the truth. And I know, like millions of Americans know, when you get knocked down, you get back up. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Milwaukee hosts the Republican National Convention, and News 3 Now brings you team coverage as Battleground Wisconsin grabs the national spotlight. Campaign 2024 GOP convention coverage live from Milwaukee, starting July 15th on News 3 Now. You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Now to a recall alert. Hatch Baby is recalling more than 900,000 power adapters due to an electrical shock hazard. The adapters were sold with some units of the Rest first generation sound machines. When the adapters are unplugged, their plastic case can fall off and expose its power prongs. So far, there are 2 reports of minor electrical shock. The products were sold online in the U.S. between January of 2019 and September of 2022 on the Hatch website, also on other retailers like Amazon. If you have one of these adapters, you're asked to stop using it immediately and contact Hatch on their website. The USDA and Nutrition Services are announcing updated guidelines for meals at schools and daycare programs based on federal poverty levels. Now, students living in a household of 4 with an income of less than $40,560 per year qualify for free meals. If income is between $40,560 and $57,720, children can receive reduced price meals. Those meals are offered through the National School Lunch and Breakfast programs. The updated guidelines will run through June of 2025. The school district of Beloit is looking for more educators, which is why it is holding a career fair to help fill those positions. The event will take place Thursday at the Coloc Education Center from 4 to 7 on Thursday. Those in attendance can explore employment opportunities, including elementary, middle, and high school teaching positions. Openings are available for teachers' aides as well, substitute teachers, secretaries, and also both physical and occupational therapists in the district. Candidates are encouraged to bring copies of their resumes. Still ahead, what the TSA is saying about the 4th of July holiday travel weekend, plus some big changes could be coming for certain employees in the public sector. What a recent ruling on Act 10 means for unions in Wisconsin. And could we see any remnants from Beryl make their way into Wisconsin? Alex with the answer in his complete forecast when we come back.
If you're interested in installing a solar system this year, listen up. We only have a few available spots remaining in 2024. Scan the QR code on your screen now to save your spot so you can get solar and get saving with Olson Solar Energy.
I was raised by my wonderful grandparents who took care of me when my mother was struggling with addiction. Later, when Nana got frail, I was privileged to help take care of her. I believe it's our duty to honor our elders. So I've worked hard in the Senate to protect Medicare and nursing home care from those who've tried relentlessly to cut benefits. The least we can do is help those who've helped us. I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
Don't miss the 45th Annual Art Fair off the Square, July 13th and 14th, located in downtown Madison between the Capitol and the Monona Terrace Convention Center, showcasing the talents and creativity of the Wisconsin Alliance of Artists and Craftspeople, featuring beautiful ceramics, art glass, painting and drawings, photography, sculpture, jewelry, and so much more. Buy local and support your Wisconsin artists and craftspeople, July 13th and 14th. The Art Fair off the Square. Put it on your calendar today.
Right now, we're running our 60-60-60 sale, so when you purchase your new concrete coating, you get a $60 Visa gift card plus either 60% off installation or 60-month no-interest financing. This is one of our best deals of the year, so visit our website or call the number for your new floor today.
Brothers Maine enjoys 4th of July festivities with family, friends, and fabulous kitchen and laundry deals. Our fireworks of savings on GE appliances and free delivery will make you ooh and ah. Feel like family at Brothers Maine.
TDS Fiber Internet makes our home smarter. Working, playing, living, learning. It's all better with TDS Fiber Internet because it's faster, more reliable. It's award-winning internet served up by friendly local folks. It's what keeps us connected. And isn't that what it's all about? Say hello to internet that hits different. Say hello to TDS.
If you're interested in installing a solar system this year, listen up. We only have a few available spots remaining in 2024. Scan the QR code on your screen now to save your spot so you can get solar and get saving with Olson Solar Energy.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Act 10 has curbed collective bargaining for certain public sector employees for more than a decade in Wisconsin, but that could change. Our Ellie La Liberté joins us with what the landmark ruling will mean for some unions. Ellie?
Yeah, Eric, we're hearing from Wisconsin unions for the first time following a historic ruling in Dane County Court last week. This new ruling could reinstate their ability to collectively bargain more than a decade after they lost it.
We will continue this fight.
For teachers like Peggy Ritz-Olson, a Dane County judge's decision to strike down part of Act 10 is historical.
The opportunity that stands before us is to sit across the table and have those crucial conversations with our employers.
Ritz-Olson is also the president of the Wisconsin Teachers Union. She says the ruling gives educators a say in working conditions, student learning, and safety.
Educators across Wisconsin have been ready for better than a decade to have conversations, real conversations about what's going on in our schools and our workplaces.
This latest decision comes 13 years after thousands of public employees protested Act 10's passage at the Capitol back in 2011. The law created two groups of public workers, public safety employees like firefighters and general employees like teachers, and said general employees couldn't collectively bargain. Last week, a Dane County judge ruled that unconstitutional, saying the legislature didn't have a, quote, rational basis for how it created those two groups.
It's huge because what it basically would do is reinstate bargaining rights as they existed under the Peace Act from 1959.
UW professor of labor education Michael Childers says the decision will likely be appealed. Wisconsin Senate Majority Leader Devin LeMahieu chimed in last week saying, quote, if this decision stands, it will cost Wisconsin's hardworking families millions of dollars. Childers says, though, there won't be an immediate change.
It would be, again, up to the legislature to determine how the property tax structure is going to work, et cetera.
Union workers like Ritz-Olson say they're ready for a challenge.
This is a fight that we've been in for a very long time and one that we intend to win.
Act 10 has faced previous court challenges, but the current lawsuit marks the first time it's been challenged while the Wisconsin Supreme Court has a liberal majority. That means justices are likely to uphold this decision.
Ellie, thank you. The Transportation Security Administration says this July 4th holiday weekend hit a new all-time record for travel. TSA says it screened upwards of 3 million passengers for the first time ever yesterday, shattering the previous record that was set just last month when just under 3 million passengers were screened back on June 23rd. There were some disruptions, though, due to the weather, Hurricane Beryl, for one. According to data from FlightAware, nearly 700 flights were canceled yesterday. Nearly 1,400 more were canceled today. And speaking of Beryl, the tropical storm now making its way north after making landfall in Texas very early this morning. Emergency crews have been busy down in Texas, making more than a dozen high water rescues. Storm surge rose to about 7 feet in areas just west of Galveston Bay. Utility companies across the state are now working overtime to reach millions of homes and businesses left in the dark. The storm is expected to impact Oklahoma and Arkansas as it continues to head north. Meanwhile, Alex is back, our complete forecast. And of course, we always ask after these systems what remnants of these storms may move north our direction, Alex.
Yeah, Eric, it's not incredibly common that we get the remnants of these tropical systems to make it this far north into the upper Midwest, but it can happen. And the First Warn Weather Team, we've been keeping an eye on it all weekend. Here's Beryl right now, and then we're going to track where Beryl is going to go here over the course of the next couple of days. Situated between Dallas and Houston, even though now the wind threat, as the winds go down with Tropical Storm Beryl, now that it's made landfall, the threats are water and tornadoes as that track continues off towards the north and towards the east. The good news is our weather models have been trending the track of Beryl further and further south. We call this the cone of variability. So the track, the center of Beryl could go anywhere between this line that stretches from St. Louis to, let's say, Gary, Indiana, or south and east towards Evansville, Indiana, and that's far enough away from southern Wisconsin that most of the effects of Beryl are going to stay off towards the south and towards the south and east. We will see some effects from Beryl. I'll explain in just a moment here. Isolated storms tonight. We'll keep an eye on that track. Any wobble north with that track could bring the potential for heavy rainfall closer to southern Wisconsin. And if you want some warm weather, well, we've got some really warm weather in the forecast. 90s are set to return to southern Wisconsin. Gorgeous out there right now. Typical for this time of year. 82 is our normal high, and that's a common number across southern Wisconsin and all of Dane County. No showers and thunderstorms here across Dane County at this point in time. We're going to take a little trip off towards the north and towards the west. Just a couple scattered pop-up showers. Clap or two of thunder towards central Wisconsin. Not expecting any severe weather with these pop-up showers and storms. Future Track doing a brilliant job capturing that 7:30 p.m. spattering of showers and storms, mainly north and west of Madison, up towards Juneau and Adams, Marquette, and Green Lake counties. Watch what happens when I put things into motion. We lose the heat of the day. The showers and thunderstorms go away. That almost rhymed there, actually. Temperatures dipping down into the middle 60s to start off Tuesday. This is the effect of Beryl on our weather on Tuesday. Look at all the white here. Clouds from Beryl will be streaming off towards the north and towards the west. Will we get any rain with this as we progress further into Tuesday? Future Track keeping most of the rain shower activity with Beryl off towards the east. Milwaukee, Kenosha might catch a couple of raindrops on the northwestern peripheral, the fringe of Beryl, as that weather system moves more off towards the south and east, mid-Mississippi River Valley, eastern Great Lakes. So Beryl likely stays south and east of the area. A couple isolated evening storms. We keep that on and off storm chance through this week. Not expecting all-day washouts. Not expecting everybody to get wet over the course of the next 7 to 10 days. As we head towards the weekend, it's going to turn hot with slight storm chances as well, and with the amount of humidity and heat that we have next weekend, this upcoming weekend, we'll keep the eye out for a couple of strong storms or two, and we'll be first to let you know if we have alert day conditions heading to southern Wisconsin.
And coming up in sports, Aleem Ford ready to rep the Badgers and Puerto Rico on the world stage. The record he helped break in the process is next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
At Gruber Law Offices, you pay us nothing until we win your case. It costs you nothing up front to get the results and compensation you deserve. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
I'm Eric Hovde. I approve this message. Our Constitution has given us more rights, freedoms, and prosperity than any country in history. Every 4th of July, we come together to celebrate those freedoms. But right now, we're a divided nation. We have to stop putting on the blue jersey or red jersey. Instead, put on the red, white, and blue jersey. Come together and get things done.
I'm proud to be an American.
When it's hot, all you want is some relief. Relief from the heat outside, relief from sleepless nights, and relief from big electric bills. Even your air conditioning unit needs some relief. So when you wrap your home with our premium injection foam, it's like putting your entire house in a cooler. It keeps the hot air out, the cool air in, and your electric bills lower. And right now, when we foam your walls, we'll insulate your attic for free.
USA Insulation.
Want to test drive US Cellular's nationwide 5G coverage?
Yeah.
Download our app. Want to do it even faster?
Here we go.
US Cellular works great out here. Wow, still have 5G here too. Hey, I wonder if US Cellular lets me stream in my rec room. Yep, it's working.
Try out our nationwide 5G coverage free for 30 days. Download the US Cellular Try Us app today.
This is where all your dreams come true. You are the Moulin Rouge!
Madison's most spectacular night out is Moulin Rouge, the musical. Winner of 10 Tony Awards, including Best Musical. The New York Times calls it dazzling, gasp-inspiring. In Moulin Rouge, life is beautiful. Performances begin July 9th at Overture Center. Tickets at overture.org.
I thought with everything going on, we could all use a little smile break. So this one is on Gruber Law Offices. You're welcome.
It's the final week of the first half of the Brewers season, and they sit in the standings where they pretty much have been the entire season, atop the NL Central. And in his first year leading the crew, Pat Murphy has weathered that injury bug and has his team competing day in and day out, and it's worked wonders. So what is their secret? Well, Christian Yelich stopped by Wilde and Tausch this morning, and to him, it all comes down to playing hard.
We just compete really hard. I think that's the real story about our team is we play really hard every night, whether it goes good or bad for us. We've dealt with a ton of injuries. We've been really, really banged up. We've had guys contribute that I'm not necessarily sure that you would have thought would be contributing this year, especially in spring training. And Murph's done a great job. You know, he's been around for the last 8-9 years, so we all know him. He knows us.
Well, the crew is off today, but we'll open up a 6-game homestand ahead of the All-Star break, starting with a 3-game series with the third-place Pirates. Milwaukee holds a 9.5-game lead on Pittsburgh in those standings. Another day, another Badger Paris bound. This time on the basketball court, Aleem Ford helped Puerto Rico qualify for the Olympics for the first time, and get this, 20 years with a win over Lithuania in the finals of the FIBA Olympic qualifying tournament. Now, Ford averaged 4 points and nearly 2 rebounds per game during the 4-game tourney. Puerto Rico will join Team USA in Group C. Elsewhere on the hardwood, former Badger Morgan Page has been promoted to the associate head coach at Kansas. Page spent the last 3 seasons in Lawrence serving as an assistant coach for the Jayhawks, where she helped guide them to 2 NCAA tournament appearances and a WNIT championship. Now, Page, remember, sits 18th on Wisconsin's all-time scoring list with 1,230 points. And 3 more Badgers have punched their tickets to Paris. Adam Spencer, Morgan McDonald, and Ali O'Hare will represent Australia on the track. McDonald qualified in the 5,000 meters, while Spencer and O'Hara will compete in the 1,500. So I think the tally is now close to 15 Badgers going to the Olympics.
Lots to watch. Something to keep an eye on in Paris. Zach, thank you. Thanks for joining us at 6. Have a great evening. We'll be back here tonight for News 3 Now at 10.